So here we are on another episode of Clarity TV. And today, oh boy, today I have a dear colleague, friend. She's been my client. She's just a yummy, yummy person and you're going to love her. Her name is Galit Ventura Rozen. She's a business performance coach and she'll tell you all about it. But Galit is a speaker mentor. She shows women how to promote themselves through speaking. She's also the author of the Successful Woman's Mindset, and I know we're going to hear more about that. And she's been an entrepreneur since the age of 21. She's an award-winning speaker and a businesswoman and a mom and beautiful, beautiful woman. So welcome, Galit. Thank you for coming to our show.
You are so great. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's been a fun journey for us, hasn't it? I think it's
I think
might be 2 years.
3?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
And we've been kind of, we keep top of each other, make sure you're doing good and looking good.
Supporting each other and giving each other opportunities. And it's been fabulous.
Yeah, I feel like when we have friends online like this, I know that you have my back and you know that I have yours, no matter what.
It's a great support network, isn't it? It's been fabulous.
Yeah.
And the best part for me, Dolores, is I really hope to meet you in person one day, and I know we will. But I feel like I already know you because we've talked like this so many times. Yeah. And that's a nice world of technology. It's given us like this broad network that I could have never had just in my hometown in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into our conversation because our audience is kind of eager to hear what is the behind the scenes tactical, but also, I know you're an expert in mindset. So tell me about a project, experience, or accomplishment that you consider be one of the most significant in your life.
Oh my goodness. It's so interesting when people ask you these questions of like the most. I don't usually have this immediate answer because I've been so blessed to have so many successes in my life. And so if I think business-wise, I would say probably one of my most successes would be entering into a field where I was the minority by gender and by age. That was probably my biggest experience. So starting in a commercial real estate industry when I was 21, 22 years old, straight out of college with my first degree, the average age of an agent was about 40 and about 90% male. And so here comes this blonde, perky little girl, sorry, but they did not know what to expect.
And they didn't know what to do with you.
I had to prove myself over and over again. So I almost had to teach myself. And there wasn't a lot of female mentors for me at that time in this area of expertise. And I had to just figure it out. So I would say my biggest success in that area would be one of my largest deals was $50 million. And it was to the Las Vegas Convention Center. And the idea that I was working with all of these men, all of these agents that were bigwigs, and I was like, oh yeah, I got this. And it had a lot to do with my confidence and just really knowing. So it was funny, I'd walk into a meeting, always it would be mostly men. I mean, it was just men clients, men agents, it just was what it was. I'd sit quietly, I would absorb, and then I'd speak, and I would take command of the entire room. And
with that, let me ask you this, because I think one of the things that we like to share with our listeners is like, okay, so in the story, there's a lesson. So in that, I'm going to ask you, what is that thing that probably was with you then and has been with you, like a common denominator, behavior or belief, resource or way of being that made you who you were in that kind of challenging situation, and you probably have carried it on?
Yes, I would say that more than anything, the key really is believing in yourself. It really is. It starts and ends with that. You must believe you can, even if sometimes you're almost faking it. So first of all, there's the common denominators, the logistical steps. Be prepared, know what you're talking about, do your homework, research. I mean, obviously, you don't want to walk into a meeting or any type of situation and not know what you're talking about. And also, another common denominator that's people don't always think about is it's okay not to know everything.
Yes.
People respect that. So if I don't know something when I'm selling this large property or I'm working with clients today and as a business coach or a speaking mentor, I will actually say, you know what? I want to make sure I give you the right answer to that. Let me get back to you about that. or let me do my research. I actually get a lot of respect because I don't pretend like I know everything. But the common denominator that I've carried on with me is probably the fact that I was taught at a very young age by my mom and my dad that anything is possible. And that I just needed to believe it was possible, even in situations where my heart was beating out of my chest, I had anxiety and I was nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think if you think about it, that capacity and that confidence to say to someone, you know what, let me come back to you with that answer, is grounded or anchored in that core denominator that you're talking about of believing in yourself. Because then if you really truly believe in yourself, there's never a moment that you will collapse or that there's something so dramatic you could do that everything will fall apart. So not knowing or not having an answer, it's just going to be part of the conversation. It's not drama. It's not a thing that, oh my God, what are they going to say?
Yes, and especially as women, I'm going to go there for a second,
Yes.
and I'm one of those women. We have the ability to think we need to know everything before we try. And one of my biggest lessons, you asked about lessons, as I get wiser each year, is that I recognize I don't need to know everything, and it's not possible to. Yeah. So giving up that concept of perfection, of being 110% prepared. Now, don't get me wrong, try your best, but you can't possibly be prepared for everything.
Yeah.
So that has really helped me to give myself almost like this pass, be kind to myself and recognize that not everyone in that meeting is going to know everything they need to know. They're just not going to. It's not possible.
Yeah. And that it's about that process of learning and the process of collaborating.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about, this is kind of the same line of conversation. What is one moment that brought you to your knees, personal or business?
Oh, gosh.
How did you walk past it?
We've all been there.
Yeah.
And I've had probably many moments in my life where it's brought me to my knees. But the one that comes to my mind now would be probably around 6 or 7 years ago, I would say. Maybe even less. It would probably be even less. But I remember falling to my knees in front of my window. And I think that the window and the light, there's something about the light for me, the natural sunlight. I remember my blinds were open in my room. I was home alone. I fell to my knees in front of the window and I just did this. And I don't care what you believe in. This is not about religion. This is not about faith. I hope you believe in something, anything. But for me, it was, I just believed in something bigger than me. And I just fell on my knees. I cried from my soul. And I said, whatever's supposed to be will be. I have faith in you. I believe in you. And I know it's not going to be like this forever. Yeah. And so I would say the actual situation would have been going through a very difficult divorce. A very difficult divorce, questioning every move, questioning my decisions, questioning so much, even though a part of me knew so well that that was the right decision for me. But it was a tough time. I mean, it's just a tough time. I always say I don't wish it on my worst enemy. Stay married, please, if you can. But I think for me, that was the defining moment of, if I can get through this, I can really do anything.
Yeah, there's something to be said. And I was sharing this in an interview myself this past week of, I know you cannot hear it when you are in that moment, but the getting through the tunnel is probably one of the most beautiful, most amazing experiences you can have. And on the other side, there's so much beauty and there's so much courage, and there's nothing more sustainable than internal strength and confidence.
You really don't know how strong you are until you have no choice but to be strong.
Yeah.
And I'm really a big supporter of mental health and different things like that, depression, anxiety, and all of that, because I have diagnosed anxiety. And I have to tell you, the biggest thing that I can tell people if they're struggling today or they're having a hard time is, I promise you, wherever your mind is today, wherever you are in this moment, it can get better and it will get better. You've just got to believe it's going to get better, and you've got to stick around for it to get better. Because it's when you get into that rabbit hole, and gosh, have I been in that rabbit hole enough times in my life, where you think Instead of thinking it can't get any worse, instead of thinking it's not going to get any better, I've always gone to, it can't get any worse.
Yes.
Not that I was putting it out into the universe to test it. I was just saying, there's only one way to go from here. That's why I call it the rabbit hole, right, Dolores? You can only go up from there. I hit rock bottom. Let's go up.
Yeah, it's done. So let's talk about your work.
Sure.
What impact do you want to have in this world?
Oh gosh, my dream in this world is to impact as many people as possible, to recognize that the only thing that's promised is this moment, and that tomorrow isn't. And I don't want anyone to wake up years and years from now and look back on their life and regret it, because we don't know what happens after we leave here. And so, right, Dolores? So my impact is, live your life to the fullest. Live your life to the fullest the way you choose. I have this motto: your life, your way. Your business, your way. I don't care if it's your life. I don't care if it's your business. I don't care if it's your job. It doesn't matter. Your life, your way. It's huge for me. And I teach all of my clients that. And they get to a point where they start saying it out loud. They'll text me, my life, my way. I'm like, yes.
Yes. And that means saying yes only to those opportunities that bring you joy, only to those clients that bring you joy. It's okay to say no to some clients. I love what you're saying, because I was sharing before we started this interview that I have a new puppy as of 2 hours ago. And she's actually being very quiet. She's waking up. I'll bring her on camera in just a minute. But it is the worst idea I've had in a long time.
It's like giving birth again.
Even I have 4 kids.
I know. I've been there.
I'm going to college, really bad idea, but we're so happy.
I know. I have 3 children that are grown, and then I have 2 puppies and 2 bunnies.
Yeah.
I only got my puppies a year and a half ago, and I'm like, what was I thinking? It's like I have toddlers, but gosh, do they bring me so much joy.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to bring her into a camera and give me 1 more second. I'll bring her in. She's waking up. So let me ask you, what is the idea behind your work?
Oh, the idea behind my work is to empower. You know how much I love the word empower. To empower people to embrace who they are supposed to be and what their purpose and what they were meant for. Because I believe, and it doesn't matter what it is. See, people hear the word purpose and they immediately think, oh, what do I have to do? Go change lives? I'm sorry, but mechanics' purpose is to make sure your car doesn't break down. And some mechanics really love what they do.
Yeah.
It's about loving what you do so much every day. Loving it so much it doesn't feel like work. Looking like this when you're on an interview talking about what you love to do. That's really what it is.
I mean, we're working right now. I would do this all day.
Yes. So much fun.
So how did you end up here?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'll let you know when I figure it out.
From real estate to, I know you have a master.
I get asked all the time, how did I end up being a professional speaker? I'm like, well.
Keep on talking. I'm going to bring Tika.
Question. Yeah, go ahead and grab her, Dolores. That's a really, really good question. And I'll answer it when you get back with the baby.
Oh, here's a baby.
There's the baby. Oh my God. That's why you got it. Look at that face.
Look at that. She's a girl. It's her first girl.
Look at how sweet she is. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, we'll just let her take over the interview now.
So how did you get to this work?
Okay. So my entire life has been based on helping others in some shape or form. It's just been a natural piece of who I am. So when I got into commercial real estate, I found that it wasn't very easy to get into it. So I started mentoring people. Someone would come to me, Galit, I really want to know how to get into commercial real estate. I'd say, hey, come work with me, be my assistant, get your license. Let's teach you how to lease. Let's teach you how to manage. Let's teach you how to sell, whatever they were interested in. So somehow or another, I was mentoring people. I've mentored probably about 8 agents that are very successful in the industry today. So I'd bring them up and then they'd fly away. And I love it because I call them my second children, right?
I want to pause you there for a minute because I love this concept of looking at your team members. Because what is a company's worst nightmare? That they'll fly away. And you're like, no. that was my joy.
It was my joy. It is still today. I still get texts. They're all younger than me. And I still get these texts and they want to go to lunch and they become friends and I get to see their successes. And for me, it brings such joy. Some of them stayed with me for years. One of them's still with me after 10 years, but on his own being successful. So from that, I realized wait, I really have a lot to teach people. After being an entrepreneur, I don't even know how I'm old enough. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years.
Well, we're not going to ask you how old you are. So
I don't even know how I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. And I realized that there's a lack out there for people to have the confidence to make what I call a transition. I don't call it a leap because I don't believe in leap. I believe in logical steps. My clients come up with a plan. If it's a 1 year, 6 month, 2 year to transition from an employee to an entrepreneur. Some people will start their own business, keep their jobs, but do what they love on the side. And then the next thing that happened to me, because I was teaching people how to be successful in business, was people started asking me to speak. And then once I started speaking, I can't believe it, Dolores, I'm going to be on 20 stages this year. It's insane. I know, and it just keeps showing up because when it's in alignment, it keeps showing up. And all of a sudden, last year, people started asking, well, how are you a speaker? Would you show me how to be a speaker? And I have the promotional speaking and the paid speaking. So I have attorneys, I have doctors, all kinds of everyday type of professions. I just got a phone with a client, she's an attorney. She's like, Galit, I want to speak in front of specific groups. How do I do that? And these are purpose.
And are you getting this speak? So you teach them how to get there, but do you do it the work, or they do the work? They do the work. So
I don't teach you how to get over the fear of speaking. Everyone that's coming to me is already speaking
at some level.
I teach them how to get in front of the right audience, be seen as credible and visible, and be successful at doing it. And then if they want to go corporate, I show them. If they want to just speak in front of organizations, whatever.
Right.
So that's the kind of things I want to put as many people as I can on stage. So that they are able to share their area of expertise, or sometimes it's just their story. It just depends on the event.
So let me ask you this, speaking about, basically getting seen and getting out there, what are some myths that people have about that process?
They think that they have to be perfect. Here's the word again, Dolores. They think they're supposed to be perfect speakers. And I say, no. Most people want someone up there that they can relate to, that they can connect with. So don't worry about being this perfect speaker. You know your area of expertise. You know your story. If it's personal development or business, you're not going to get up there and talk about something you do not know, or please don't.
No, please don't, yes.
Please don't.
Whatever you do, don't do that.
Yeah, and also people have this myth that professional speaking is only about getting in front of a live audience. Today, it's so much more. It's workshops, webinars, podcasts, interviews. It's summits. It's so much more that, in all honesty, you can't and you shouldn't not be a speaker.
Yes,
you really shouldn't.
Even big companies.
Yes.
Absolutely. What are you most excited about this coming year?
Oh my gosh.
I know your new office. That's exciting.
But I'm so excited about so much. I'm probably just a naturally excited person. I'm the kind of person that is very aware of my blessings. I'm very aware of the journey that has been chosen for me and the path that I'm on. And I think I'm most excited about the impact I get to make, to be able to speak. I am pretty positive that my impact is supposed to be larger. So speaking in front of from 10 people to 1,000 people, one of my conferences at the end of the month is 1,000 to 2,000 people. I think I'm most excited about the people I get to meet.
Yeah.
I have been so blessed at every conference to meet the most amazing people that are just, I like to call them every day trying to figure it out people just like me.
Like all of us. They come
up to me and I can connect with them. And some of these people I just want to hug and tell them how amazing they are and how proud I am. And they want to share their stories with me. And I love listening. My favorite thing is people.
I love that. And I know you have the Successful Woman's Mindset book. Is it out? Is coming out?
Oh, it got published in December. It's on
Okay.
Amazon, Kindle, Apple. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking mostly about that topic.
Okay.
Really, I'm getting hired the most to speak on the Successful Woman's Mindset.
Yep.
Now, I do a lot of other topics too, like business topics, goal achieving success, and how to start your business, how to be successful, visibility. But really, the majority of my speaking has been about that. And everything always ends up tying back into it anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of at the core, and it's kind of
Yeah.
how we started this interview. So we're building the Clarity TV library. And I know, the Successful Woman's Mindset is going to be there, but what is one book that you say, we should all read?
Oh, I love that question. Well, my first mentor, when I started this amazing journey of empowering people in the last few years, the first book she told me to read, I tell everyone to read. And it's called The Big Leap by Galit. I'm sure you know it, Dolores.
Yeah.
And it's on Amazon for maybe like $8 for the paperback. Also, I have it on paperback and I have it on Audible because it's one of those books you want to keep close and you want to be reminded of all the time.
Yeah, you just gave me an idea. I'm going to download it in my Audible because I haven't.
Yeah. I have it both because I like to highlight in the old-fashioned books, but I like to listen while I'm driving. So I have it both ways, which is pretty typical for me with my books.
Awesome. So, Galit, where do people find you?
Oh, gosh, I'm pretty findable. I'm definitely not someone that hides. I teach my clients to be visible, so I do what I teach. I'm everywhere. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. And my website, everything is under my full name, Galit Ventura Rozen. So you just find me on anything that matches what you're looking for.
And you will find all the information about how to reach out to Galit under this video as well. So anything else you want to add?
Oh, I think more than anything, I would love to add that, and I know we didn't touch on this because we could talk for hours. I believe the biggest limitation in your life is you. Mm-hmm. One of the first questions I ask at most of my seminars or my speaking engagements related to my book, The Successful Woman's Mindset, is, what's your biggest limitation? Mm-hmm. And 9 out of 10 times people say me.
Yep.
So if you start and understand that, the rest is doable. The rest is achievable. Mm-hmm. So remember, when you say to yourself, I can't do this, you're saying it. I can't reach this, you're saying it.
Yes.
So you're stopping yourself from your own success.
Yes. And let me ask you this. What is a quick, easy reframe of that you can offer us today?
Yes. Changing your words. Instead of I'm trying, I am. Instead of I can't, heck yes, I can. There's even in the energy of me going from I can't to yes, I can.
Yeah, or sometimes you say I can't.
I am.
Or I can't. How can I? I can't reach that. How can I reach that? And you begin the conversation of problem solving.
Yes. I think that to me, you reframe those few words and everything changes in your life. And even if you don't truly believe it in this moment, say it.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
And keep saying it and keep saying it.
Yeah. I love that. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for making this moment our moment and taking time to speak with me and with our audience.
Thank you so much for having me.
Mwah. I love you.
Love you.